Alright, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be digging into something that honestly trips up more investors than people like to admit, and that's deal structure. You can have the right strategy, the right mindset, the capital, even great contacts, but if your deals aren't structured properly, they can end up holding you back or worse, costing you money. It's one of those topics that doesn't always get enough attention because, let's face it, it's easy to get caught up in the excitement of buying the next property. You see a deal, the numbers look good on the surface, and your first instinct is to go for it. But if the structure behind that deal isn't right, meaning how the lending is set up, how the timings align, how the costs are planned for, that deal can quickly turn into more stress than success. I've seen it happen countless times. In fact, I'd say this is one of the biggest reasons investors feel stuck or frustrated. They're out there doing deals, but the deals themselves are working against them, not for them. So let's unpack this, because understanding how to structure deals properly is one of the fastest ways to scale your portfolio without unnecessary headaches. One of the first areas people stumble is around lending criteria. Now, this might sound basic. You need a lender to fund the deal, but it's amazing how often deals collapse because of assumptions about what a lender will or won't accept. Every lender has their own rules, their own preferences, their own appetite for risk. Some love certain property types, others avoid them entirely. Some are happy with specific locations or tenant profiles, others steer clear. I can't tell you how many deals I've seen fall apart at the 11th hour because the investor didn't properly understand the lending piece. Maybe they thought a lender would be fine with the property layout or with the valuation approach or with their experience level, only to find out at the last minute that the lender's criteria didn't match up. And at that point, you're scrambling, trying to find new finance, often under pressure, sometimes losing money in the process. This is why understanding your lending options up front is critical. When you know what different lenders look for, you can reverse engineer your deals to fit those requirements. You save yourself time, you increase your chances of approval, and your deals flow much smoother. If this is an area where you've felt unsure before, I've broken this down step by step in my free mini course. It gives you a clear overview of how to approach lending so you can avoid these costly mistakes. I also explain how to structure deals creatively, including how, in certain scenarios, you can borrow against more than just the purchase price. With the right setup, title splits or multi-unit apartment blocks can release additional funds, sometimes covering a significant chunk of your capital input, and in some cases, eliminating the need for a deposit altogether. But it all comes down to knowing how to package the deal properly. The next big pitfall is timing. Timing can make or break a deal, and I'm not just talking about whether the market's up or down. I'm talking about the timing of refinancing, the timing of completing works, the timing of legal processes like splitting titles. If these pieces don't line up properly, you can end up stuck with your capital tied up for longer than planned. Take refinancing, for example. A lot of investors buy a property thinking they'll refinance in 6 months to pull their money out. But if you structure the deal wrong, you might be waiting far longer. And every month that passes, your funds are stuck in the deal, meaning you can't reinvest, can't move on to the next project, and your scaling slows down dramatically. There are ways to avoid that, of course. When you understand products like same-day refinancing or how to use bridge-to-term solutions effectively, you can unlock your capital faster, sometimes even on the same day you complete the deal. But again, that only works when the structure is right from day one. Another area people overlook is budgeting for all the real costs. We've all seen deals advertised with attractive numbers, low purchase price, decent rents, high projected returns, but those figures can be misleading if you don't factor in everything. Refurbishment costs, legal fees, survey costs, tax, insurance, professional fees, they all add up. And if you're not realistic, your profit margins vanish quickly. I've seen this happen to both new and experienced investors. They buy based on headline numbers but get caught off guard by the true costs. Suddenly what looked like a profitable deal becomes break even or worse. That's why I always say be conservative with your estimates. Build in buffers, plan for the unexpected. The truth is no deal ever goes 100% to plan, but when your deal is structured properly, you've got the flexibility to handle surprises. protect your downside, and still come out ahead. This is exactly the kind of thing I walk through in my free mini course. It's not about theory, it's about giving you practical frameworks for budgeting and structuring your deals properly, so you can grow your portfolio without nasty surprises along the way. There's another mistake I see all the time, and that's going into a deal without a clear exit strategy. You'd be amazed at how many investors buy properties without thinking through how they'll get out of the deal when the time comes. Whether you plan to refinance, sell, or hold long term, you need to have that plan clear from day one. Otherwise, you risk getting stuck. I've seen it where investors take on deals expecting to refinance only to find that the numbers don't stack when they go to remortgage. Maybe because the valuation came back lower than expected, or because the lending market shifted and suddenly they can't exit the way they intended. And they're left with funds tied up, cash flow tight, and no easy options. Having a clear, flexible exit strategy up front prevents this. It lets you structure your deal with contingencies, so you're not left scrambling if one option doesn't pan out. And then one of the biggest missed opportunities, leveraging your network and knowledge. Deals don't happen in a vacuum. The more connected you are with brokers, lenders, solicitors, other investors, the smoother your deals run. You can shortcut problems, access better financing options, even source off-market opportunities that other people miss entirely. But beyond the network, having the knowledge to back it up is powerful. When brokers, lenders, and partners see that you actually understand deal structure, lending criteria, timelines, costs, they take you more seriously. It builds confidence, and that opens doors. To wrap this up, structuring your deals properly isn't optional if you want to grow your portfolio efficiently. It's what separates investors who get stuck from those who scale consistently. Understand your lending criteria, plan your timings carefully, be realistic with costs, have clear, flexible exit plans, build and leverage the right relationships, and most importantly, equip yourself with the knowledge to make that all work together. That's how you can avoid common mistakes and set your deals and your portfolio up for real sustainable growth. If you want help putting this into practice, especially around multi-unit apartment blocks and title splitting and how to borrow up to 100% of the purchase price, I break it down in my free mini course. Whether you've got capital ready to go or you're just getting started out with limited funds, you'll see exactly how this strategy works. The link is below in the description. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate if you've been a subscriber. I'll see you again on the next one.